start with just a little one just to kind of ease us into the world of story. So, if you're ready for a story, when I say ho, you say hum, like you're really hungry for the story. So we'll just practice that. Ho. Hum. Ho. Hum. Ho, ho, ho. Ho, ho, ho. Hum, 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 hum. Once upon a time, there was a young man who was always frustrated. He was frustrated and he was downhearted because his luck was so bad. As far as he was concerned, nothing ever went his way. No one ever wanted to marry him. No one ever gave him a job. He never had any money. He never had a decent house. He never had good food to eat. He never had good friends. Nothing ever went his way. So he spent most of his time in the market square complaining about his bad luck. And he would get anyone who was passing and he'd be like, what can I do about this terrible bad luck? Do you have any suggestions? What would you do if your luck was as bad as mine? And people tried to give him advice, but mostly he was too busy complaining to really listen. Until one day, someone in the town really was getting quite fed up with all this complaining. And this woman said to him, why don't you take this advice? Go off out of the town, go into the woods, go up the mountains, make your way all the way up to heaven, and ask God what you can do about your terrible bad luck. It sounds so hard for you. And for the first time, he liked this suggestion. I could go and ask God, and God could answer my problems for me. That sounds perfect. So off he went. He left the market square, he left his daily corner where he complained, and he set off. The road led him down and into the forest. He'd not gone far when he was met by a wolf. So thin and haggard and tired, you could see the wolf's ribs through its pellet, and it was gnawing on a piece of bark, and it looked so sorry. Where are you going? I'm off to find God. I'm off to find God and ask God why I have such bad luck. Oh, if you find God, could you ask something from me? Could you ask God why I'm so hungry? If I have time, but I'm very busy asking God very important things for me. But maybe if I have time. He carried on his way, leaving the wolf sad and tired. He walked deeper into the forest until he came to a clearing where a great old oak tree stretched its tired branches. This oak tree had no leaves. Its bark was bleached and it was in great pain. Where are you going? I'm off to find God, to find out why I have such bad luck. Oh, if you find God, could you ask a question from me? Could you ask why I'm in so much pain? Maybe, if I have time. I'm very busy with my own questions. He carried on. And as he made his way out of the forest and started up the foothills that would lead him up to heaven, he passed a cottage all set about with blossoming fruit trees and rich vegetable patches and a beautiful young woman who was leaning over the gate watching the road. Hello, where are you going? I'm off to find God. I'm on a very important mission to get God to help me deal with my terrible bad luck. Oh, well, if you find God, could you ask a question from me? Could you ask why I'm so lonely? If I have time, I will, but I'm very busy. I've got my own questions to ask. And on he went. He walked up and up and up and up and up until he came to the divine realm. And there was God, with her long white hair and her long white robe. Hello, please come, sit on this cloud and tell me your problems. And he did. He poured to God how life was so hard and so harsh and he never had anything and it was all so futile. And what could he do? Well, God had some good advice. She said, next time you're walking through the world, keep your eyes open for good fortune. You need to walk through the world ready to see good luck when it comes. And when it comes towards you, you need to embrace it. You need to move towards it. This seemed like good advice. The young man was so pleased with this good advice that he then asked the question for the wolf and the tree and the young woman. And armed with this new suggestion of walking through life with his eyes open to all the good luck that might abound, he set off. He made his way back down, down, down to the foothills, and the road led him past the cottage. There was the young woman. Did you find God? Yes, I did. And now I know exactly what I have to do. I have to walk through life with my eyes open for good fortune, and when I meet it, I have to embrace it. Oh, that sounds wonderful. Did you have a chance to ask my question? Yes. God said the reason you're so lonely is because you live here in the middle of nowhere. And what you need to do is the first person who walks past on the road, you need to invite them in for dinner and see if they'll stay. Oh, what good advice. Well, I've just gathered vegetables and I'm making stew for dinner. Would you like to come in and have dinner with me? I can't. I'm too busy. I know that what I've got to do is walk through life with my eyes open for good fortune, and when I see it, I have to embrace it, so I can't possibly stay, I'm sorry. And on he went. He came to the clearing, to the great oak tree, withered and leafless. Did you find God? I did. And God told me, keep my eyes open, embrace good luck. Oh, did you ask why I'm in so much pain? Yes. The thing is, when you were a sapling, thieves came with a box full of treasure. They buried it in your roots, and then they never came back. Who knows what happened to them, but that box of treasure is still deep in your roots, and your roots are twisted and stunted. Oh. Well, as good fortune would have it, there's a spade over there. I've never known why. Could you dig out the box so my roots can be free? No, I'm very sorry, I'm very busy. I've got to keep my eyes open for good luck, and when it comes, I've got to move towards it. And off he went through the forest, leaving the tree, leaving the young woman, until he met the wolf. Even thinner, even more haggard, both sides of its ribs poking through and chewing on an old stone. Did you meet God? Yes, I'm looking for my good luck. It's a whole thing. I'm doing it very well. Ah, did you find out why I'm so hungry? Yes. God said the problem is you keep eating stones and twigs, and you're a wolf. You're supposed to eat meat. So God's advice was, the first foolish person who comes across your path, you should eat them. And that is exactly what the wolf did. And may all of us